Hello and welcome. So in today's video we're going to be looking at how you can use goal setting as a way to kind of help define and give you a bit of a roadmap and a blueprint of what to aim for with your property strategies. So whether you're looking to build a portfolio of properties, whether you're looking to maybe just add one or two properties to your portfolio as kind of a good long-term pension plan, or whether you're maybe thinking more along the lines of growing a property business and you want something more akin to kind of a bit of a roadmap or a strategy for something that you can kind of develop and build and structure kind of more long term. Goal setting is going to help you do that, and it'll help you as well regardless of your kind of location and the particular strategies that you're going to be using as well within your kind of portfolio building or your property business kind of growth. So what I want to do is just give you a bit of an insight in terms of the actual kind of the method of goal setting that we typically use within our business and that we work with clients as well, which is something called SMART. And this is something you can use regardless of whether you're thinking kind of weekly, monthly, 6 monthly, even yearly or longer kind of goals, and it just gives you a bit of a definition to what you should maybe look to set out for, or you kind of put down in paper really what you kind of want to achieve. So it's an acronym. So SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic and time-bound. So gives you a bit of a kind of a guide on what you should maybe set out for with individual goals, so you're not kind of or you can be a bit more descriptive with what you're looking to achieve. So the first part of that analogy, SMART is specific. So you want to try and choose something that you can kind of define quite well. So instead of saying I want to maybe buy one property, or maybe want to buy property that's going to help me achieve cash flow, or I want to build a property portfolio, you want to be a little bit more specific in terms of the details of what you want to achieve there. So in terms of, I'd like to buy kind of one property in this particular location, or I'd like to buy a property portfolio spread over this particular area or this particular strategy, or whatever it might be, something that's a little bit more drilled down in terms of the detail of what you're kind of looking to do. And then you can further build on that with the other kind of parts of the goal setting that kind of come after that. So that's the first element, being kind of specific or a little bit more tailored in terms of what you're looking to kind of achieve. The second thing is being more measurable. So again, instead of, if you've maybe got a cash flow strategy and you're wanting to achieve kind of a certain income level, instead of just saying I want to earn enough money to kind of retire or to be kind of wealthy, or to kind of have a bit more of a flexible lifestyle, then doing something that's a bit more kind of measurable, like I'd like to have a cash flow of £500 per week, or £3,000 per month, or 20,000, 50,000, whatever it might be per year, then it gives you a bit of an idea in terms of something to aim for. It's a lot more measurable so that you can know easily if you've kind of obviously achieved it, or if you've kind of missed that target, and it gives you something to kind of set out and aim for as well when you're kind of developing and building on your particular property strategies. So that's this kind of second element. So you've got specific, and so the first one's measurable as the second one, and then the third one is going to be attainable. So you need something that you know you can actually go out and physically achieve. Now, if you're in the early days of growing your property portfolio, or in the early days of maybe building a property business, then it might be hard to know what might be attainable. You don't want to kind of set your goals too low or too high on something that's kind of maybe unrealistic. So giving you an idea of what's really attainable is good, kind of to help set the scene a little bit really. So to do that in the early days, what might be good is, or we typically look at with new clients, is something that kind of sets out what assets you have to bring to the table, so you can see if it's physically going to be attainable or not. So it doesn't have to be cash flow, it doesn't have to be a great credit history, it doesn't have to be large deposits for mortgages, it could be a whole range of things. If your assets are time, then that's great, that's something you can bring to the table that other investors and other competition won't necessarily have. And obviously you can then develop your strategies specific to what assets you kind of have available. So that could be, as we said, it could be time, it could be cash flow. So you could have money that you're able to invest in terms of to market and find particular deals. It could be large deposits, so you're able to actually finance those initial purchases. It could be a whole host of things, good credit history as you mentioned, contacts, people that be able to kind of raise finance, do joint venture partnerships with. It could be contacts with letting agents, mortgage brokers, estate agents, solicitors, a whole range of things that could help you or assist you with growing your property portfolio, help you finding those deals, and giving you really a bit of a head start with your property strategy. So something like or Attainable that we build into the kind of the goal setting for you. It gives you a bit of an idea on what assets you've got, and then helps you understand what kind of strategies might go kind of alongside with it, really. And then the fourth part of that is going to be realistic. So you want something that you again, something that's kind of achievable in as much as you know people that have already achieved that goal. Friends and family are perfect because you can see that direct correlation between what you can or what you're hoping to achieve and what you kind of want to mirror, and how you can see other people that have done it. So if you're trying to set out something that's completely unrealistic, you want to build a property portfolio, 100 properties within the next 100 days, that's going to be quite tricky if you're starting from scratch and you've got nothing to bring to the table or to start with. On the other side of the coin, if you know somebody that's kind of built a property portfolio, you know somebody that's kind of just had that 1 or 2 properties that they've done well over a number of years, or they've added it as their pension plan, and that's what you want to mirror, that's what you want to achieve. Or alternatively, built a property business. It could be a letting agents, it could be mortgage brokers, it could be a refurbishment team, anything that's associated within the property industry, anything that's associated with what you specifically want to achieve. And if that's growing a portfolio, if that's buying 1 or 2 properties, or that's building a property business, somebody that's achieved that you can see, that you can speak to, that you can keep in touch with, and you can kind of help, or they can assist you as well as you kind of go along, is fantastic, because it helps to keep that part of the goal setting realistic for you. So the 4 elements that we've looked at so far are going to be of SMART. It's going to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and then the 5th one is going to be time-bound. So you want something that's kind of set within a kind of a structure in terms of a time frame. So building a property portfolio is a great idea. Building or adding 1 or 2 properties to your investments as kind of a pension plan, again, another great idea. But it's hard to know when you're going to achieve that if you haven't set out those initial kind of 4 elements, but then also in terms of a time frame for that. So whether that's going to be a weekly, monthly, yearly goal, as we mentioned, how you want to develop that. So if you want to kind of set out your goals as how many leads you generate, how many viewings you maybe go on with estate agents or with vendors if you're maybe generating leads directly, how many offers you're putting into the properties, how many offers you get accepted, how many properties you buy, whatever it might be, try and put kind of a time frame on that. And as I said, that could be anything. It could be kind of based around the weekly time frame, a monthly time frame, even a little bit longer, 6 monthly, a year time frame. But you want to try and have that kind of element of time bound, and it just helps kind of keep it specific, as we said, within that kind of structure. Now below this video I'll kind of list out the details in terms of some more specific elements to maybe consider if you are looking to grow a property portfolio or a property business. Obviously we'll kind of run through those different elements again that we mentioned, so that's kind of SMART acronym, and give you a bit of a download as well that you can kind of take away, and you can help go out and goal set that, those different elements. And I'd always recommend, like, weekly goal setting is great because it gives you something to focus on quite a regular basis. It allows you to kind of look at it either at the beginning or the end of the week, and just kind of give you a bit of an overview of what you should be hoping to achieve, and help to keep you on track as well. So if you may be setting out to do 10 viewings a week and you don't have that kind of goal set out that you're looking at and repeating over a regular basis in terms of kind of keep reviewing it, then it's easy for that to slip. Whereas if you look at it at the end of the week and you see that, well, I've only done 3 viewings this week and that's not going to help me kind of achieve what I want to do, then it helps you kind of get back on track and makes you sure the next week you go out there and make the effort to get those viewings arranged, go out there, make the effort to go and see those properties and put those offers in, and actually get some way in terms of growing that property portfolio. So weekly goal setting is great. Monthly goal setting is perfect as well because it gives you a little bit more time to achieve those kind of more or larger goals. There's more attainable as well in terms of the time frame. If you're busy, if you've got kind of limited time or resources that you're going to be able to develop to it, a monthly time frame is fantastic for that. And something as well, maybe more 6 months or 12 months, give you a bit of a longer time frame as well. What I'd also try and do is have kind of mini goals within those larger goals, because that gives you something you can maybe set on a weekly basis, a monthly basis, and then a more kind of medium to long term basis, as we said, sort of towards the end of the year. And it just helps you kind of give a little bit of definition, a little bit of a framework, a little bit of a kind of structure really to what you're looking to achieve with your property strategies, and kind of really where you're headed to make sure you're kind of on the right direction. So hopefully that's give you a bit of an assistance, a bit of an insight in terms of how you can start developing your property portfolio, how you can maybe start getting involved with property investing by setting out some initial goals or some early goals. And then in the next couple of videos what we'll look at is some ideas in terms of different property strategies and how those strategies can tie in and relate to the goals that you're looking to achieve as well. So again, hopefully you found that helpful. Any comments, please feel free to leave them in the videos below, or email us at rob@propertyinvestmentsuk.co.uk. Always happy to help, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.